And once you know what you're doing, your vibration begins to resonate, because the wisdom that's in here has to flow here. And once it begins to flow in your brain, you become a supercomputer. You raise your actual IQ to the highest physical point. It's not 180, it's 1440. So I'll explain all that later. But what you should be able to do is everything that I tell you from before videos, they all say almost the same things over and over in different ways. And when you're able to catch that, you're going to be able to really begin to understand what it is that creation really is for and what it means. So I'm doing a 21-day fast. The purpose of it is, once you clean your digestive system, okay, where the function now is no longer to break down foods, your body inverts, connects to the other side of you, which is the one that is connected to the energy that gives everything life. And so fasting is really important. Veneration through devotion and consistency, your body will naturally produce its own energy. There are stories right now of people in Russia that have been living without food for 30, 40 years. When I was in Russia, I actually met a government guy, and he was very spiritual. He was telling me about his martial arts and stuff, and he told me, yeah, all I eat is a handful of grains and nuts and berries and water, and that's all. And he was really fit and a lot older, but he looked very young. People say that I look young. I'm 49, so I for sure know that, yes, the energy that once it flows through you, I'll cover that later. But yeah, immortality, you have to know what it really means, and the achievement of certain things can give you that. So I'll cover that later. But the main thing right now is, how do I fast? I begin first with doing intermittent fasting for about a week and a half. Depends on the stress. It's always about the stress levels and work. Do you have to do a lot of physical work, or do you have to do a lot of desk work? If you do desk work, you're able to intermittent fasting easy 18 hours. So you basically would stop eating at about 6 to 8 p.m. and you wouldn't eat until the next day. So that's 18 hours. So it would be up to you, because if you stop eating at 6 and you drink mineral water with apple cider vinegar, you're able to do it quite easily. Go to sleep, you wake up, you don't eat breakfast, you drink coffee. I'm gonna put some recipes on there that I do, and obviously I did get them from the internet, so you're gonna find a lot of different good videos. I'm gonna put a lot of links there for some of the people that put out this information, and they have a whole science to it. They're great teachers, and I always thank them for being there for us to teach us about ourselves, because that's actually hard work. I do the butter coffee in the morning, meditate, then I get up at 6. No matter what, I get up at 6 and meditate till 7:30, drink coffee, and I feel great the whole day. But once I get to the point where I'm fasting, like not intermittent fasting, just fasting, then everything changes. Then I do water, tea, coffee only. No sugars, nothing more than cocoa, cinnamon. I do mineral water, cayenne pepper, turmeric, or ginger powder, and that's it. And all of those help you keep a fasting, and you burn fat, so it converts into energy much easier. And when you know how to meditate so that you move the energy from your navel up and it circulates around you, then that's when that energy flows through you, and your skin and everything begins to get so soft and everything changes. Truthfully, I haven't got sick in a very long time. I even have a story that is so unbelievable. I had supposedly cancer, and I went and they pulled it out. It was like some emergency thing, and the doctors, they did the biopsy, and he said, Javier, we're very sorry, but you have maybe the worst cancer you could possibly have. At that very second, my stomach dropped. And I had family there, and they were like, oh, what are you gonna do? I started to believe it for a second, because I thought something was wrong. And then I said, no. I said, that's it. And I'll cover this later, but it's gone 5 years ago. They wanted me to go to chemotherapy the next day after they pulled the tumor out. And no, I didn't go back. I just meditated for the rest of the month, fasted, concentrated, and then one day I woke up in a different bed. And not literally, but I felt completely different, and it was gone, and I could walk normal again. I went to the gym the next day. It's a nice story because it shows that you can heal yourself. When I'm completely fasting, no intermittent fasting, because remember, intermittent fasting, you can eat for a window of 2 to 4 hours, and of course you don't want to go eat 10 burgers, but you're gonna eat salad, fruit, really light stuff. If you want chicken and rice, depending on how much exercises you're doing per week, or how heavy of exercise you're doing. So if you're like mediocre bodybuilder, I used to go to the gym every day and do heavy weights. But I'll tell you one thing, when you're on the spiritual path, it doesn't work. You have to be limber, you have to be flexible. You can't be tight and sitting, because you either have to give this devotion, or you can balance it. Of course you can balance it and have a normal life and be highly spiritual. But I think that a lot of people that seek this spiritual path, they're looking for the highest, but they haven't been able to find a true awareness, a true master, someone that can show them physically, look at this, and you feel it. I have never seen anyone that is truly showing this to others, that can say, look, manifestation, you can call it magic, you can call it God's will, you can call it your will. I haven't seen it until now. This is now what I was told is the first time that manifestation has really become. So for the fasting, butter helps you to maintain a feeling of fullness, not like bloated full, but satisfied. And then you have tea also with butter, and any of those spices that I mentioned, cayenne, ginger, and cinnamon. You'll find your own recipe. Then when I go into a meditative state, I take the tea Gotu Kola and Bacopa Moneri, which is called Brahmi also. They're different, so you can look those up. I'll have the names and the links So you can look them up. And with those 2 T's, it will help you get the awareness of the breath, because it relaxes your central nervous system in a way that you're kind of in a very relaxed state, and it really helps you, especially if you vibrate higher, your awareness is much stronger. So you can probably figure those things out. If not, I'll have more videos for you to see exactly what I mean by that. Some of the other things that once you get to a level of knowing thyself deeper, all of this, the external is related to the internal. I'm giving you the inner. So one of the things was, again, about the veneration to God, and because veneration is very important, you have to understand that there is someone, something that gives you everything. So I don't know what you want to call it, but that's up to you, because in the path, it doesn't matter what names you use, because anyway, God doesn't have a actual name. I've already explained that. But if you want to focus on one, then yeah, it's going to help you.